a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We are going to consider and vote, make a motion to affirm the superintendent's appointment for the 2015-2016 academic year. Is there anyone who would like to put a motion forward?
I would like to make a motion to affirm the 3-2 vote taken on July 20th for the superintendent's appointment for the 2015-2016 academic year with retroactive effect from the date of the appointment.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are also going to consider and vote on a motion to affirm the awarding of the 5 scholarships that were awarded on July 20th, 2015. Can we make a motion on that, please?
I would like to make a motion to affirm the 5-0 votes plural taken on July 20th to award 5 scholarships.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? On an evening when we just affirmed the appointment of our superintendent back in July 20th, I thought it was bizarre to say the least that we did that on the same night that we are going to be considering and voting to accept her resignation, which was given to me earlier today. I'd like to first read that letter, if I could, for all of you to hear. It's addressed to the Little Compton School Committee. Dear members of the Little Compton School Committee, it is with very mixed emotions that I find myself writing this letter. I have immensely enjoyed the last 5.5 years serving the students of Little Compton. I am most appreciative of the supports provided by the students, staff, parents, school committee members, taxpayers, and the Little Compton town officials. That said, and knowing Wilbur McMahon and its students are in a very good place, I find myself seeking a larger challenge, one in which my experiences in Little Compton and in other positions might serve a larger population of students with considerable needs. This letter is notice of my intention to resign my position as superintendent of schools. As mentioned, departing Little Compton leaves me with some sadness. However, I am gladdened by the achievements of the Little Compton team over the last 5 years. I leave a newly renovated and well-equipped Wilbur McMahon school after many years of planning and many months in the modulars, and a student body which has achieved new heights in academic development. I leave caring teachers who are devoted to their students. I leave wonderful children who brighten many of my days. I believe and truly hope Wilbur McMahon has moved forward over the last 5 years and will continue to move forward. I want to sincerely thank all who have contributed to Wilbur McMahon during my tenure. The school would not be where it is without your support. I thank everyone who supported and helped me as I tried to help the children of Little Compton. Sincerely and respectfully, Catherine M. Crowley, Superintendent of Schools. It was with deep regret that I took this letter from Superintendent Crowley. I don't have any other experience other than what I've done here over the past 7 years on the building committee and on the school committee. I don't have anything else to compare to in terms of what I've been through over these past several years. But I really truly have to believe that it would be very difficult to find anybody that has done the job that Mrs. Crowley has done for us here. I mean that most sincerely. She has mentored me over the past 5 years and helped me get through what at times was a very difficult renovation project, and for that I'm forever grateful. Your depth of knowledge, your compassion is what I will miss most. So, Kathy, I appreciate what you've done here for us, and you will be missed. There's no question about it. And before we entertain a motion to accept her resignation, if there's anybody else on the committee who would like to say something, I'll give you that opportunity.
I would like to vote no, not to accept your resignation. We're truly losing not only a kids will truly miss you. And I thank you for all the years you've given us.
I'd like to say something as well. Kathy, when I was elected last November, I didn't know you. And I came into this position, I think, with an open mind and hope that we could communicate. And I got to know you through work, and I got to know you through your professional behavior and your guidance. And I'm grateful for that because you gave me the opportunity to get to know you and to understand the depth of your knowledge and the depth of your experience. And I have to truly say that I think that we're going to have a very difficult task in front of us to find somebody who can give the Little Compton school system the knowledge and the talents that you bring to the table for us. So again, I'm grateful for all you've done for us, and I wish you the best in what you do going forward, and I will reflect with Peg and say that I wish that I could say no to this, but I do understand, and I wish you the best with your future endeavors.
Does anybody else would like to say anything? Not me. All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion to accept the resignation of Superintendent Catherine Crowley.
I will regretfully make a motion that we accept the resignation of Superintendent Catherine Crowley.
I'll second it. Any more discussion? Toughest vote it had to take. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries, unfortunately, unanimously. This isn't your last meeting. We still got you for one more, so.
I would like to have an exit interview with the chair and co-chair at the end of the month.
Absolutely.
And chair after.
All right. We obviously now have to make preparations for Superintendent Crowley's departure. And I see this as a two-step process. First, I'd like to suggest that we find an interim superintendent. And then move forward with a separate full superintendent search after the first of the year. So what I'm going to do tonight, and if you look at the agenda and what's written there, I'd like to change this a little bit. I'm just going to appoint a search committee for the interim superintendent for the remainder of the 2015-2016 academic year, or until such time that a permanent superintendent is found. The search committee that I appoint tonight is not going to be the search committee that looks for the full superintendent. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, because that's what that seems to be how it's worded here. This is going to be a very bare bones, it's just going to be 2 members of the school committee. It's not going to include any members of the public. This is strictly for the interim position. When we get to the full search, that will be a much expanded committee. So I just want to make that point. So for now, I'd like to appoint Lori Craffey and Peg O'Gara as the search committee for the interim superintendent. That doesn't require a motion.
You're just appointing us?
I'm appointing you.
Okay.
And the way this is going to work, much like the full search committee, we are going to post the position.
Do we have to vote to post the position?
I don't know. I don't think we have to vote to post the position.
I don't think you have to do that tonight.
No, I mean, no, we don't have to do that tonight.
Can we post if we haven't voted on it?
You're supposed to be having voted on posting.
Posting?
It's an administrative function. I mean,
Okay.
it's not a school committee.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain
Required.
criteria by which any applicant has to meet. They have to be certified in the state of Rhode Island as a superintendent. So I think post the position, see what kind of responses we get, and, ask that, you provide us with 3 respective and, candidates, so.
Okay. May I ask a question?
Sure.
If Peg and I are going to be the interim, of the committee to appoint or to suggest applicants, can we assume that we will go forward using the same or very similar charge and job descriptions that we did with the previous superintendent search?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't think, and they need to be, this is something that needs to happen quickly. They need to be certified as superintendent in the state of Rhode Island. This is just something to get us through until we establish, a full search committee. And at that point, then we'll repost the position for superintendent, just as we did back in, April.
Okay.
If I can just say, there are just 2 huge issues. One of them is the ability to do the pre-K grant, because all of the professional development has been done for the teachers. We'll begin that process next Wednesday with some of the teachers, but the continuation of the pre-K, which is quite an in-depth and intensive, so that program will be able to move forward throughout this year.
Mm-hmm.
And also, some are familiar with strategic planning, because that started this evening and probably will be the next couple of months.
Okay. Okay, another question that I have that we need to consider is, or maybe we should just have a discussion on this so that we know what we're doing going forward. How long should we be posting for? Because I'm assuming, based on that we want to do this quickly, that we should really only post for a very short amount of time. Is there any discussion from the committee as to what we should be entertaining? A week, 10 days?
If I may,
Yes, ma'am.
next Thursday is Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
so either we extend it through that weekend, or we post tomorrow and have it done by Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Or we can say all applications will be we will start considering applications as of. And if we get a good person in the meantime, we could do it that way as well. May I ask your opinion?
You can stay revolving. In other words, you don't have to put an end date, but revolving. You'll consider.
Well, I think that, is there a better sense of urgency? But is there a better sense of urgency if we put a short date on it, so that we don't have people putting it off till afterwards?
There would be, that would be the deadline.
Do you guys have any input on this?
No, I think you got it covered.
Yeah.
And I would suggest that we do it the Wednesday before Thanksgiving,
Okay.
because once they go over Thanksgiving, there will be all that.
So,
So you're suggesting we have a meeting Wednesday before Thanksgiving?
no, she's saying that we post, that we will
Oh,
accept
okay,
between
roll until
tomorrow
then. All right,
and the
that's
Wednesday
fine.
before Thanksgiving. So that's a
Carolyn
week.
mentioned opened until filled. Might be another suggestion.
Right.
You know someone's gonna.
Okay.
That's good.
That would get me news.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Carolyn, we'll work with you to do the posting, because you've got all the information.
All
And
right.
just one more thing, I would like to make it very specific, that Carolyn, as the HR person, should be our right hand and left hand to going through these procedures, and that all files that we have be kept in your office under lock and key.
Okay.
Can I just
Yes, ma'am.
comment? I know you threw this together quickly, but I hope moving forward that the committee will be more diverse
In terms of,
in terms of a permanent superintendent.
yeah,
I think it's very obvious that we have two separate views here at this table, and to have the only two members of the search committee sit on one side of the table is a little,
Well, I need people that can get along with each other right now, and hasn't necessarily been the case over the past long, yeah.
I don't
okay.
see you picking on this side of the table.
No, I certainly, when we get to a full search, know where you're coming from. All right? Very good. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed?